Hi everyone, welcome to day 18 of my daily challenge, which is to train and learn. Thursday the 20th of January 2022. The training for today has been a bit of an early morning rowing session again down the beach, and then doing 100 Navy SEAL burpees with 3 squats in between, up to 60 now, and I'll do the last 40 shortly after this. So good times. The lesson for today is a really simple formula that I heard years ago that has helped me make critical decisions at critical times. Really simplifies things down, which I think is very important in those critical moments. So the formula is E plus R equals O, which is event plus reaction equals outcome. So the event is whatever's happening around you, to you, whatever's happening at the time. It's something that we can't change. It's already happening unless we work out a time machine and go back and change things. So that event is happening. Reactions is something that we can control. So reactions is how we react to that event, and the event plus our reactions equals the outcome that's going to occur. So with that, reactions in critical decision times, intuitive decisions are often good. If you've been in that situation before, you've trained for it, you know what's going on. Intuitive decisions are good because your brain is working at high speed and there's a lot of things going on that you don't even think about. Conscious decisions are good, especially if you haven't seen that scenario before, or you're working it out as you go, so you're making good conscious logical decisions. What is often not equaling a good result is emotional decisions, or overly emotional decisions. So if you think about the times where you've reacted based purely or mainly on emotion, how many times it's resulted in a good outcome and how many times it's resulted in a negative outcome that you maybe would have wanted to handle a different way in hindsight. So I'll put it into perspective from an early in my tactical response group career job, where I was a driver on a job, and we were trying to arrest a very violent armed robber who'd been running around with guns and shooting guns off during robberies and things like that. I was driving a van, and we were parked up in a back car park of a hotel where this robber was supposed to be hanging out, and we're waiting for him there, and there's a bunch of operators in the back of the van ready to jump out and grab him. Sure enough, after a bit of time waiting, he walked past our van and very quickly got into his own car and started to drive off. So I did my job as a driver. I reversed out. The operators got out to go and grab the guy, and then I moved forward, and there was only one way out of the car park, so my job was to block the car park. While I was rolling forward, I could see that the other operators had their guns out. They had the car under control, and the driver of the car, the armed robber, had his hands up, and he'd surrendered, but he's still in the driver's seat. So I thought, being as keen and eager as I was and wanted to make a difference and probably let the emotions get the better of me there, jumped out of the driver's seat to go and help the other operators and go and grab him and take him to the ground and get hands on, really. As I jumped out, I took the keys out of the car so no one could jump in and drive off in it, just what I was thinking at the time. And no sooner, surely enough, had I got 2 feet on the ground out of the car, then the armed robber put his foot down in his car, squeezed past the operators who were about to grab me out of the car, squeezed past my van, and I was looking at my own van. I knew what he was going for. I couldn't get back in the driver's seat quick enough because he'd seen the gap that I'd left to get out of the car park. So he squeezed past the van, made it out of the car park, and we had contingency plans, as we do for every TRG job, and we had other cars come out to block him down driveways and different things. So what it resulted in was operators chasing him down the driveway, other cars coming up the wrong way up laneways to block him in. He ended up bouncing off 3 different cars that had nothing to do with the job. They were just in the car park, and a lot of damage and things, which with full ownership was quite a lot of it would have been my fault because I didn't block him in. I gave him an exit strategy and he took it. So I had made a decision based on emotion and wanted to get involved and wanted to make a difference. But I can tell you now that was the last time I ever jumped out of the driver's seat when I was supposed to be driving on a job, and it wasn't necessary to jump out. So emotional decisions, I wouldn't say, if you feel like you're making that emotional decision, then take a step back, take a breath and think about, is that really the best thing to do? Is the event plus the reaction I'm having at the moment, is that going to equal the best outcome? Or do I need to settle it down, make a more logical decision and get the better outcome for everyone? All right, so that's it for today. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.